Just want to add to some of my previous pictures if I get them tagged on there. I'm placing a floor plan in a 56 Thunderbird. I thought it was amazing how even back in the day they used galvanized metal under here. You wonder why sometimes these old cars don't just rust away. Well, you're not going to see this in a new car. All the structure areas, I think all of them, a whole lot of them anyway, are put in with galvanized metal. Now, of course, it's in the 50s, you're gonna lose a little floor pan, but I kind of got this one cut out. I'm running, and oh, let me get up from here. I'm running a floor pan that was ordered like an aftermarket floor pan for the old car. Thought it might be interesting to know a little bit about how some of this stuff is done. I've been doing it for a day or two. Well, I've been doing it for a long time. Here's my existing floor pan that they send you, and they said, well, just throw it in there. Well, when I go to a car show and see a car, the most exciting part of it, I guess it may be because I'm a technician, been a technician for 40 years. The most exciting part of it is usually how they jack them up and they put mirrors underneath where you can see what the bottom of the car looks like after repair. So I would think it would be interesting to redo a floor pan and cut it in on the seams. So I'll cut that existing instead of just lapping it in there. I put it back where the old pan was, and I've got a thing that pops 3/8 holes to where I can put the factory welds back in it. And also there's a factory plate that went over the top of everything. So right down in here, you remember you saw those galvanized runners under there. So there'll be some 3/8 holes drilled in here. This will be cut to fit the cladding up under that other plate. And because there was a hole for a steering column, actually this car was designed to where it could drive from either side if they had to send it over in England or somewhere like that. So it had all the existing things to change it out. Well, I think that looks nice, that plate and all that. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go right under it and bring it around, go to the wall, and even in here where that galvanized beam is, we're going to drill a few holes. Actually, the holes is where the welds would be. I always tell people when I'm teaching, I tell them those holes, you just consider those as the bolts, but they're very hard to get out because you have to have like a belt sander or a drill to drill all the old existing holes out to replace a panel in anything. And these old cars are no exception. So what we'll do, we'll drill this out. I'll try to document it on the way. Drill it out to where this floor will be back to the existing structure, just like it was. And the main thing, a lot of times you would just put a piece of metal in it, but this right here, these bead rolls and stuff, is what makes it look factory. When you put those mirrors under that car, you see those factory bead rolls. I'm not saying you can't put bead rolls in or you can't do it without it, but I think for restoration, the restoration needs to be correct as much as possible anyway. You want one that has never been touched, but that's kind of a pipe dream unless you're running up Barrett Jackson, and this would be the type of repair you would do for that, and it would be acceptable. But you put those spot welds back in there on that runner on these edges that you had to go a little bit further and there's no seam. You go in and you pleat this toward the top with a pleater. I've got a pleater that puts a 1/2 inch lip on it, and then you go into the other side and you pleat it, and it's like you get a 1/2 inch overlap, and you seam that and tack that in. Do the same thing right here. But this is how you would go in this process. I'll tack some more together as we go. Just wanted to show you how we begin doing something correctly on one of these old cars. Now, it's not much of a shop, but you know, it's always in the technician. You learn by doing. I think it's a beautiful car. I think it's an interesting process. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask, or if you got any corrections, you know, it's all about ideas and experience. But this is progress, what we're doing right now. It'll work. Just wanted to give you something today. Thank you for watching.